First of all, I'm gonna say that the movie is pretty good. All the characters have given their best performance throughout the movie. Also, the CGI was well cooked, much better than even the RTX version of Minecraft game. If you're a Minecraft lover, if you have ever played this game before, I would suggest you to go to the theater and watch this movie on the big screen. Trust me, your money won't be wasted if you're already a fan of Minecraft. Now let's break it down in the simplest language possible. The story begins with a small kid named Steven, who always had a cherished desire of discovering an endless world where he can get to live in peace. He wanted to become the world's greatest miner, and for that reason, he used to go to the local mining site to work over there, only to get rushed away by this grumpy old man because children are not allowed to work over there. Finally, a little bit of human rights in the American labor market. Anyways, 23 years have been passed and now he sells doorknobs and other household equipments for a living. And one day he suddenly remembers that his local mining site is still open and he can go into that place one more time to pursue his curiosity. That grumpy old man was still alive, but he couldn't manage to stop Steven this time. He begins to mine inside the place like crazy and he finds two strange artifacts. One is a crystal cube and the other is called the creation cube. When he puts the creation cube into the crystal cube, it creates a portal into a beautiful endless world, and we all know what that really is. He begins to build a house for himself inside that world and he gets to see a wild wolf that at first tried to eat him alive but later got tamed with a juicy bone. He names the wolf Dennis. Slowly they begin to build a small town for themselves and a lot of animals also join his town. One day during an expedition, he gets to discover an ancient ruin with a portal that can take them to the underworld of the Minecraft universe. This is one kind of void in the Minecraft world where some ruthless piggies live together under the rule of a powerful piggy named Malosha. Malosha was severely abused by her parents since her birth, and one day she was abandoned by her family, saying that she was a burden to everyone. Ever since that day, her life has been fueled by hatred and anger. She was obsessed with finding the creation cube because that would give her power to control the entire Minecraft world. When Steven was forced to take back the cube by Malosha, he gives the cube to his wolf and tells him to take it to planet Earth and hide it under Steven's waterbed. Dude actually nails the job in the end. The story then jumps to a couple of years ahead with a man named Garrett Garrison. He was a former video game champion who even managed to hit a $1 million prize money by winning a competition. He was rich, he had a gaming business model, but he ends up being broke due to his wrong choice of investments. One day he decides to buy some mystery gifts in an auction thinking that he might be able to get some fast cash by reselling that mystery gift in the market. He gets his hand on this mystery box for $900 but gets pissed when he finds nothing. But the truth is, he was so desperate to find something valuable that he forgot to look at the creation cube right under his nose. Then the movie jumps to Henry and his sister Natalie, who have moved to another city after their mom passed away. She rents a modest home with the help of a local real estate agent named Dawn, who is kind of a nice person. In the next morning, Big Sister cooks a humble pizza for his little brother and also gives him a new bottle of perfume she purchased with her pocket money. But Henry leaves the home with a blunt face because he is still finding it hard to live a life without their mom. On his way to school, he gets to see the store of Garrison and goes inside in search of a job. Garrison at first says that he cannot give a job to Henry, but he can give enough wisdom to this kid for finding a job. But he will charge $50 for that. During the conversation, Henry gets to notice those two cubes inside the store, and like the shady son of a bitch Gary is, he offers to sell that mysterious cube to Henry for $90 only. This is when he sees a manual that says he should no way on earth put the creation orb into that crystal cube because we all know what happens in the aftermath. Natalie, on the other hand, was stressed due to not finding her brother in the house, and she takes help from a real estate agent Dawn to find out the location of her brother using a tracking device. And this place turns out to be the same mining site where Steven got to find out about the Minecraft vortex. Suddenly, they all get sucked into the Minecraft universe and they get to see the iconic pink sheep. If you have ever seen Technoblade videos, you probably have seen that cute little thing, haven't you? A local villager, by the way, walks into the vortex to planet Earth, not knowing what lies on the other side. At night, when the entire place was pretty silent, they suddenly get to hear some screaming and screeching noises all around them. Some hunter skeletons, giant spiders, a lot of creepers, and some zombies attack the place all of a sudden. Henry, on the other hand, was still keeping his head calm and he learns how to create blocks for making barricades. But that technique didn't last longer, and even the pink sheep group was not spared from their wrath. This is when Steven comes out of nowhere with a shovel and beats down every attacker with his mighty power. How the fuck did he manage to come out though? Anyways, as soon as the sun rises in the sky, all the attackers burn into ashes like a Dracula with the PS2 graphics. He then tells Gary that he must have to protect the orb from the hands of Malosha, and it doesn't belong to Gary. In the meanwhile, that dude who walked into the real world gets hit by the vehicle of Henry's principal. She doesn't look surprised at all and offers the old man a dinner with her like what the fuck. On the other hand, Steven and everyone else go further into the Minecraft village and get to meet the legendary pig and the iron golem who has been protecting the village from the conspiracy of Malosha. They get to eat Minecraft chicken in the village, and god, that thing looks delicious. Getting tired of living in this hellhole, Malosha summons the piggy army general named Chungus, who is surprisingly the most violent and kindest of all the piglins. She then commissions Chungus to get into the Minecraft world and take back the orb from the hands of Steven. In the meanwhile, Steven goes back to his mansion in the village and showcases his inventory full of different kinds of weapons and gears. They start using their Minecraft cubes to learn how to build weapons and inventories. And Gary, like the shady man he is, starts asking Steven about the hidden diamond mine Steven previously talked about. This is when their conversation gets interrupted by the piggy soldiers' sudden invasion. They all split up and begin to fight the army, and at some point, Steven gives Henry and Gary 2 pairs of wings to flee from the place to keep the magical orb safe from the hands of Chungus. They all start flying in the sky, meanwhile being chased by an entire army of air troopers. But they finally manage to lose them and fall into the panda forest. Back on Earth, the school principal was enjoying her date with the Minecraft villager and tells the old man that she just filed for a divorce from her husband because her man didn't have a charming personality. Steven, on the other side, tells everyone about the backstory of Malosha. He says that Malosha once wanted to be a great dancer but ended up being humiliated by her father all the time. And then she was abandoned by her family during her childhood. Now Malosha is full of hatred and anger. She wants power and validation from others using the creation orb. She has also created a powerful piglin, which is basically a stronger version of General Chungus. She then tells the big guy to find back the orb at any cost. At night, all the people regroup inside the diamond mining site. This is when the giant piglin comes to attack them all of a sudden. They get chased into the creeper's cave and then activate all the creepers to slow down the giant piglin through an explosion. They manage to get out of the place alive, but Gary has lost the orb because he was too busy in hoarding diamonds to get rich. Gary and Henry had a small argument, but they patch up after a while, understanding that clashes among them will make the situation even worse. This is when they make another plan to get into this mansion to retrieve the orb because this is where the giant piglin might have kept the orb. Based on their plan, Gary tricks them into arranging a boxing match with a zombie creature on a bloodthirsty chicken to keep them distracted when Henry goes to the second floor to fight a black monster to retrieve the orb. Their plan finally works, but when they manage to get out of the place using a teleportation artifact, they get caught by Malosha herself. She uses a magical magnet to snatch the orb, and despite trying harder, everyone failed to retrieve the orb again, eventually falling off the parachute onto the ground. Steven wakes up inside the house of Natalie, and both siblings reunite after a long while. Malosha's greed for power is now getting out of hand. They all start making plans to stop Malosha inventing more powerful weapons and devices. Steven also gives the iron golems a nice update and deploys them on the battlefield. The war begins to bring back order and peace in the Minecraft world. Steven, on the other hand, clashes with Malosha. By the way, where the fuck is Gary? Anyways, Dawn enters the battlefield with a pack of wolves she has managed to tame after spending a lot of time with them. The giant piggy hits a powerful beam straight to Henry, and when he was about to fall on the ground, he gets picked up by Gary. Why is that woman twerking though? When the sun was shining, the iron golem bonks the head of the giant piggy and the fat guy falls flat on the ground, losing the orb at an instant. They finally manage to corner Malosha, and Steven tells her to surrender herself without pulling any tricks. After that, he decides to keep her alive to live with her own failures. In the end, Gary, Henry, and Natalie choose to go back to their own planet, saying goodbye to Steven. Gary's gaming station is now crowded again after he made a game based on their recent adventure. Henry and Natalie are also raking in some good cash working at the game station. The villager gets into a relationship with the school principal, and that is the end of the story. Oh god, now I have got a desire to see a movie on Clash of Clans. Would you agree with me though?